But I have to say, your final suggestion is legitimately awful. It's just an insanely scuffed version of diminishing returns. The slow from Ymir 2 wouldn't proc after his 3. Hades ult would be cleansed on landing. Also, there's a 90% chance you just got yourself a week. Oh, fuck. So there was this Reddit post today, which is the influence from content creators has made Smite 2 worse. People are going to go to creators and say, hey, like I get asked this question every time I play Smite, multiple times. Hey, should I play Smite 2? We're not going to lie to them and say yes. I mean, maybe if Hi-Rez was paying me enough money, I wouldn't say no. I'd say, you know, try it out more. But my honest opinion is if you're a super casual gamer, you'll like the game. If you are a grinder, you will not like the game yet. You should probably give it another 2 months or, you know, a month and a half, whatever. But this person, this is a weird post. I glanced at parts of this. So in the last few years of Smite 1, SPL players and content creators have been advocating for changes that would allow players with greater skill to showcase their abilities. Before we even get any deeper in this post, Smite 2 has done the opposite. The game is very, very easy right now. From what I can tell, much of this stems from complaints about losing kills due to Aegis and beads. No, Aegis and beads is just having both as a crutch, where ultimates land but are ineffective because relics are used. There have also been frustrations with wards revealing enemy positions before ganks can be executed. So like this whole general part of the post is just, you can tell it's a hyper casual making this post and doesn't actually understand at all what any high level players were hoping for with Smite 2. As a result, successful ganks rely on players being out of position, and even then those players might escape if their relics are up. These frustrations led to a push to remove wards and relics altogether. What? So this is just not true. Like this never happened. This entire paragraph is not true. Now on to Smite 2. Initially, this I gotta go back to this. At no point in Smite 1 did we say remove all relics and remove wards. This never happened. Now on to Smite 2. Initially, this push resulted in players being given only one 30-second ward. No, that was a high-res decision. That was not the players pushing for this because everyone thought this was stupid. Also, it was a minute ward, so this is inaccurate. Later, this evolved into the current system. No, yeah, this was a 1 minute ward, so 60 seconds. You might want to learn your numbers. It evolved into a 2 minute ward, which it is right now. That can be purchased. You can have 2 of them down. You can have counter wards. This 2 minute ward is far better than this and far better than a 3 minute ward. The current ward system is great, and anyone saying otherwise is a potato ass. Additionally, players now only have access to 1 relic. Okay, are we going to mention active beads, active items? Having a beads in there, or are we not? But has led to more skill-based gameplay for content creators? No. You can watch complaint videos from creators like Weekend, Inbound, and others where they now suggest further changes in an attempt to fix the problem they helped create. All right, wards are not a problem. Wards are perfect where they are. Nobody is mentioning wards. Anyone who is a potato. The 1 relic thing, I still think 1 relic is great. It's the way they have it set up. Why are Aegis and beads in the game on shorter cooldowns than combat blink? That's a nerfed combat blink. It doesn't make sense. There shouldn't be so many options, and having an active beads as well on top of regular beads is stupid. So yeah, we're not our further. See, here's the thing. This isn't further changes. This is, hey, we still don't like this. Just like we told you from the beginning. Could we change it? This is not further changes. We're still saying the same shit. Now, I have seen some people say they want 2 actives back. I don't agree with that at all in the slightest. So this guy's entire opening to this fucking post is wrong. Completely inaccurate. Issues with the current state of Smite 2. The removal of vision has eliminated the mid game. There are 10 people in a game, correct? 5 on a team. 5 people on a team can each buy 2 wards, right? So you got 10 wards out at any given time that are up for 2 minutes. 10 wards can cover the entire map. 10 wards can cover the entire map of Smite 1 and Smite 2. It's always been the same way. So this is fucking just... There's one word that describes this, which is an inappropriate word to use on stream. This dude is a fucking moron. He is full-blown just spouting bullshit. Without adequate vision, there's no longer a meaningful laning phase after the early game. Instead, creating opportunities for skilled players to execute ganks, the lack of vision has discouraged individual play entirely. No, individual play is not encouraged because leaving a lane and missing a wave is not a big deal in Smite 2. In Smite 1, it was. In Smite 1, a kill did not equal losing a lane. A lane was worth 2 to 3 kills. One wave was worth 2 to 3 kills. So you never rotated in Smite 1. In Smite 2, a kill is not worth shit. Sorry, a kill is worth shit. Reverse. In Smite 2, a kill is worth a lot. It's worth more than one wave. So rotating is hyper valuable. So you're seeing grouping right off the rip. And the map is fucking smaller and easier to navigate. Smite 1 map isn't even hard to navigate. It isn't even that big. Smite 2 is smaller and super quick to rotate. So this is wrong. This is what happens when very low skilled players think that they understand the game. This is an issue in life. If you don't fully understand something, if you're bad at something, you don't fully understand it. If you aren't a very, very, very skilled person, whatever the fuck you're talking about, you don't fully understand it. So going around and making posts where you pretend you fully understand it is weird as fuck. A post like this should not be made by some random fucking Joe until they talk to people about it and start to process what is actually going on. By mid game, no one does anything alone anymore. So the same as Smite 1. The result, except for Smite 1, ADCs would just sit in lane until level 20. The result is a game where everyone moves in small groups or full 5-man squads. That's high level Smite 1 already, or was. You're just seeing this at a lower level because the game is easier. So you're seeing shitters do this now rather than just higher level players. Any player foolish enough to roam solo is quickly 4-man ganked. Almost like you could put a ward down and not get ganked. This isn't a meta. It's a reality enforced by the absence of vision. You still have the same fucking wards, bro. Actually, they put a ward on an item, so it's even more likely for you to have fucking wards. Now we're seeing yet more suggestions on how to fix the game when the solution is glaringly obvious. Oh, he's got the solution. Bring back 3-minute wards. So that 1 minute on your wards is the problem. That fixes everything. Stop listening to content creators who primarily make suggestions based on how they can secure more kills. Brother, I have like 1,030 kill Smite 1 games. I'm not worried about more kills because more kills make people surrender earlier and not have fun. This is why everyone shouldn't be able to just speak, bro. This guy right here, like, I'm all for freedom of speech, but you shouldn't be able to make shit and like, there should be a big fucking post here that says, I'm gold too. This opinion really has no value. It should be in bigger letters than the fucking title of this. Nobody enjoys being repeatedly destroyed due to the lack of vision. Okay, so this guy lanes in either solo or duo and gets fucking railed because he doesn't ward and he doesn't know how to play around ganks. The absence of adequate warding has pushed the grouping phase to begin far too early. Almost like in Smite 1, it started at 4 minutes. Crazy, 4 to 6 minutes. Disrupting the natural flow of the game. This is why Smite 2 matches often feel off. It has nothing to do with the lack of good players playing the game and the lack of matchmaking. Nothing at all. The one relic system is okay, but consider CC overload. While having only one relic is manageable, the sheer amount of crowd control, CC, in Smite continues to grow with the addition of new gods. If something isn't done, 2 relics will likely need to return. One potential fix could be making players CC immune for 1 second after being hit with the first instance of CC. Bro, okay, so for those of you who don't know, Smite 2 had a global reduction in CC time. So in the swap of gods from Smite 1 to Smite 2, they all lost duration on their stuns and everything else, to the point where a lot of gods like Ymir couldn't do their full combo because the 0.2 seconds they took off the stun made it impossible to auto attack cancel perfectly. So this has already happened. They've already done a nerf to this. There's also DR. So if you're hit by a CC for 1 second, the next CC will not last for 1 second. I think it goes down to like 70% or something, and then the next one goes down to like fucking 25% or something. Like, it's crazy jumps. So this dude is a bot. This has got to be one of the worst players I've seen make a post, and I don't even need to see his gameplay. Like, find me this guy's fucking in-game ID, and let's look up his stats, because there's no way he's in dog shit. You talk a lot of sense, and I agree for 90% of what you've posted. I'm not keen on the immune for 1 second after the first CC, but I also don't have a better solution. I don't see a problem with bringing back 2 relics. Part of the fun, and dare I say skill, was baiting and tracking players. It hurts, bro. Like, it physically hurts. All right, Mast actually, I glanced at this, and I don't know if I've ever seen Mast like post like, I don't even know if it's confrontational, but like post like this. Well, let's read. Is blaming content creators here just massive cope, or I'm out of the loop? As far as I'm aware, these changes have nothing to do with weekend or inbound. When the Smite 2 Alpha came out before 24/7, wards were basically non-existent, but that was just because it was super early access. The one relic is high-res attempting to not overload active keybinds for both PC and console players. Holy fuck. Mashed is a genius. I hope they actually read this because everybody thinks, everyone's like I'm not even shitting on Mass here because I have Mass cool dude. Everyone thinks he's fucking the nicest, perfect person. He might be. So maybe they'll listen to him over mean weekend and mean inbound. Maybe. What he said here is Hi-Rez created this shit before we even knew the game was out. Like I knew it was out, but like before I had any input into the game, these things were already made. I would prefer to get 2 relics back. I think blank beads and beads Aegis are necessary staples considering every god is being ported over. I hate double actives, man. Maybe it does make the game feel better, but I hate double actives. It's just so important to have Aegis versus Kraken or beads versus Phenol. True, but you have AoE beads. You have team-wide beads. So basically, you should always have Blink or Aegis, and then your teammates should have your beads. Just saying. But I have to say, your final suggestion is legitimately awful. It's just an insanely scuffed version of diminishing returns. The slow from Ymir 2 wouldn't proc after his 3. Hades ult would be cleansed on landing. It took me 10 seconds to think of these. Also, there's a 90% chance you just got yourself a week. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Okay. Mashed is a genius. Mashed is smarter than me. He's now my fucking... I'm a fan. I'm a full-blown fan. Oh, that's crazy. My King Mass. This is the kind of post I expected as a response. Oh, shit. Content creator, your opinion is invalid. I ratio Rebozo. Jokes aside, yeah. Okay, so this is just someone probably agreeing with him. I kind of like the idea of being CC immune. I kind of think you're a fucking idiot. Combat Blink is another great example of the influence of creators. There was a big push led by FinoK and others when the game came out to have Combat Blink added as our only active. Why is context always left out from fucking dipshits? We wanted it as the solo active. No beads, no Aegis. Everyone gets Combat Blink. That was what we were fucking pitching. Because everyone having beads is it was originally everyone had beads. That is fucking boring. That is so snooze. The devs went ahead and added it. I personally love Combat Blink. I used to buy it and regular Blink for extra trollage in Smite 1 back in the day. But a lot of gods... Okay, first of all, you couldn't buy both. So this is him just being a fucking dipshit. You could buy the consumable Combat Blink at one point and have double Blink. But at no point could you buy regular Combat and regular Blink and have 2 Blink actives. But a lot of gods are balanced on and have 0 escapes. Anubis and Zeus were slow into a fight and slow to get out. Were slow. Okay. Now they have an escape and are overperforming and being nerfed into the ground. Zeus just got buffed and then after Zeus was OP again, they took 10% off of Zeus's one. That's not nerfed on the ground. FinoK played a game of Paragon and immediately made immobile gods OP. This guy is upset, bro. What the fuck? Imagine thinking Combat Blink is why Zeus is overperforming. What is your skill level, dude? Oh, shit. I love when I don't have to say it. Wards do need to last longer. No, they don't. They last for 2 minutes, bro. If you have a 30-minute game, which is probably your average, if you take out all the surrenders, you probably have 25 to 30-minute average matches, right? You should not have a ward in the beginning of the game. You do currently, because supports have 1 million buy wards off the rip. You shouldn't be warding in the first 3 minutes. You should be able to play around the fact that, hey, jungle's miss. I got to play away from the jungle. I could get ganked. It's early game. Then from 3 minutes on, so 27 minutes of the game, you have to ward, right? Split 27 minutes in half. I'll make it easier. Split 26 minutes in half. That's 13 fucking wards to have 1 spot always seen. And you can have 2 wards. You're trolling. 13 wards is not a lot at all. Ever. This is drunk as fuck behavior. I don't agree. Once more gods start getting added to the game, if, for example, both Editos, Neve, Nua, and Ao Kuang roll the enemy team, you can only get either beads or Aegis to counter one of their ultimates. I'm confused. These kids don't get that the initial pitch for Smite 2 was they wanted more killing. They don't want boring fucking competitive matches where it's 3 to 5 at 45 minutes and nobody's watching. They want kills happening in the game. The other side to it is they want kills happening, but they don't want you dying to ruin the match, which is where they're trying to balance it. It's very fucking clear. That's why they have the teleporter back to lane. They're trying to figure out a way to make it so if you die, because you are going to die a lot, it's not a big deal. I'm not going to read all these dumbass responses. It seems like this guy's just getting shit on. This is a really poor overgeneralization of how things have gone and why they are the way they are in Smite 2. Content creators and pros have some bad opinions like anyone else, but they're not a unified front. True. Because I don't agree with two actives. I feel like you're just picking the things you don't like, assigning them to a group you don't like, and making up a reason. Nice. As a content creator, I try to fight for more vision play, not less. Yeah, I don't like that. More ways to gain vision, more ways to take vision away. I like that. Okay, I agree with that. True vision warfare. All right, okay, I like that. I'd like to get together with more Conquest players and not only gather feedback, but collect some constructive and meaningful suggestions. Yeah, okay. Interesting. As a support man from season 1, wards were very important to gameplay, preventing junglers from ganking and covering flanks in the team fight phase. This is to say that I pay attention to how often people ward. I am often the only person on my team warding at all. Yeah, that's how Smite has always been. That's just a decision-making problem. That's crazy because when I play in a game, there's like 90 fucking wards everywhere. Influence from content creators has made gaming worse. Literally, they destroyed all games. PvP wins the most. So who threatened the devs to follow those people? Why did they listen to them? No one forced devs to do it. They should have their own vision for the game. Problems come when they have no vision for their game. I want you guys to process this for me and then like tell dumbasses like this. So when Smite 2 dropped, before we had any influence on the game, what happened? What happened? Because if I remember correctly, everybody, casual, sweats, everybody hated it and said it looked like shit, played like shit. They weren't fucking playing it. That was the initial reaction after day 1 of the first alpha. This is shit. And then content creators got, some say and some more feedback and more involved. And the game is in a really good fucking state right now. It just needs more time. That's crazy. But no. We ruined the game. Just because it fits the dude's timeline. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Smite was fine with heavy vision, 2 relics for its entire lifespan. I think they they wanted to change it up. So like, instead of just the same shit to try to bring people back and wanting to play the game. I don't really see the point of active items and relics exists. They could have raised, no. The problem is active items are ass right now. They're just not good yet. That's all it is. It's because everyone wanted a million gods. They can't work on that shit. Yeah, the content creators that play the game for a living don't know anything, /s. Playing the game for a living doesn't automatically qualify you for good opinions that benefit the game or the community. The type of thinking needs to stop. Very true. Many of them are also pro players, so they play the game at a much different level than most players. Hey, that's pretty important. A lot of the buffs and nerfs directed at Conquest always affect the rest of the game as well. Pro player also doesn't qualify you for good opinions that benefit the game or community. It often just means you can play the game well at a mechanical level. MOBAs are played heavily around your decision making, not your mechanical ability. Smite has more mechanics than a game like League or Dota, but way less decision making. But Smite still has a fuck ton of decision making. So this is pretty troll. Can being a pro give you good insight as to what can maybe be improved? Of course, but it's not a magic I'm qualified. Okay, bro. Final game weekend and maybe inbound thinking giving everyone combat blink like Paragon before we got the actual relics back with options, and it was just all beads is a good example of a content. So it was everyone had beads. We all said this is ass. Everyone should have combat blink. Now I want to do a thought, we all thinking circle here. What does League of Legends have that everyone has in the game? Because it isn't beads. And what's the biggest MOBA in the world? Light bulbs should be going off in these people's fucking heads. So this is crazy. This dude is so obsessed with saying Paragon over and over again that he's forgetting that the biggest MOBA in the history, the biggest game in the world, has combat blink on a long cooldown as their relic. They're a relic. Everyone having blink is ass. You then have no engage. Your solos, your jungles, your supports can't engage. You have everybody playing defensively because they have beads and they're slower. They're not able to get into the fight, so they're playing around being able to, run away from something. This is fucking trash. This is just shit players not processing what the fuck is going on. I'm going to tell you right now, if you are playing games at a sub-diamond level, and that's being generous, I actually think it's a little higher. I'll be generous and say sub-diamond instead of sub-masters or whatever. You do not understand the game. If you did, your mechanical skill wouldn't matter. You'd be able to hit masters with dog shit mechanics if you truly understood the game. So for you to say these things and try to break this shit down, you need to understand the game. You've proven you don't by your level of play. It's just weird that it turns into a Reddit post when you guys play Assault as your main fucking game mode. Wards need something done to them. I feel like they should get their own slot. They have their own slot. At first they didn't. We told them that's dumb. I also missed the blue fog from the ward radius on the map. It's there. Yeah, and Horrified's right. Wards were free at one point and people weren't using them. This is someone just, the wards, this guy doesn't even correct him. The wards are one of the few things that a game like Predecessor does better than Smite. Give them their own slot. They have their own slot. Feel free to also make them purchasable, but what? Are these guys saying you should always have a free ward at all times? Because yeah, I'd be fine with one free ward, but once again, it's going to be a shorter cooldown. You're not going to get a free 3-minute ward. Genuinely hate Smite's content creators. They have their heads so far up their ass, it isn't even funny. And their bias is really bad for the health and balance of the game. Bro, I don't know what the weird thought process here is. Like, I don't get it. I truly, do these people really think that we have like some agenda for the changes? Like, hey, you need to make the game better for us, like just for us, like not so people will play the game. I actually don't get it. I'm going to be better than all the people I need to be better than to make content, regardless of what changes are made to the game. So the only thought process I have is making the game better so people will actually play it. Because I'm not gaining anything by them changing it for me only. I don't understand. There should be a mostly equal consideration of low, mid, and high rank play when it comes to this stuff. Not the biased opinions of people who crap out videos and farm content as a career. Why would you ever base the balance of a video game off of the shit players? Like, you're just outing yourself for being bad. I'm never gonna go to shit players and say, hey, how do we balance the game and make it better? You are bad. You don't understand. Your opinion has no value because you're not smart enough or don't have enough fucking time or aren't skilled enough to understand the fucking game to give me good feedback. This is insane. You're actually begging for them to give you some kind of say and changes because you're bad. I don't get it. Because you're a low level. I don't get it. Tell me you're a casual player without telling me you're a casual player. These are Assault players, dude. It's Reddit. I say this is the fault of the dev team. They generally do not know what to do with the game. And this is going down the same route as every other game, bro. People hate change. If they had any vision of what they wanted for the game, they wouldn't have to listen to what everyone else tells them. Every game gets feedback from players. I literally have a MOBA game that is not out yet that nobody knows about that wants to fucking sit down and run through the game with me and have me play the game and give them regular feedback. Every game does this. It's just Hi-Rez is doing it publicly. Completely agree with everything, but I would add something. Yes, we need 3-minute wards back ASAP. What world is 1 more minute on the wards gonna save your fucking soul from ganks? Where did this come from? Bro, where did this fucking come from? You're still gonna get farmed, bro. I don't get it. You got farmed in Smite 1. You're gonna get farmed all the same. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's such a stupid take because you can't do simple fucking numbers and your brain can't process keeping a ward down all the time because 2 minutes is too much for you. Guys, you insta clear the fucking lane in Smite 2 at like level 3. If you can't clear the lane and go drop another ward after 2 minutes, it's because your brain does not function at a high enough level to play a game like this. It makes no fucking sense. If it's that difficult for you, take a fucking sticky note and put that shit on your screen. Because goddamn, if I see another post where, yeah, we need 1 more minute on wards, you're still getting farmed. We need something to deal with CC overload. They already did it. They reduced all the CCs in the game. Nobody's crying about CC overload at a high level. Like, nobody is saying this ever. No good player. I've never heard anyone say this from the beginning. In fact, we were all saying there isn't, like, the durations were too short. They had to go through and tweak and add some back. I don't fucking get it. Once again, there is a defensive item in the game, an item that gives you beads. Everyone can build it. You can have 5 AoE beads. Fucking 5 AoE beads if you're not a shitter. But no. That would be a good choice. Instead, you needed to get a ton of damage items to get fucking railed and get ganked because you only have a 2-minute ward. If Aegis goes, then so does Thanatos, Achilles, Duval, and Neathals as well. What? Bro, did we ever think that maybe if you get low enough to be executed by these gods, your positioning probably should have been a little better in that fight? Or did you think you could juke them? Because you can. Did you ever think you could use your movement abilities to dodge them? Because you can. Oh, this is a crazy one. This is a crazy one. Hold on. You could combat blink away and not get executed. Oh my god. Almost like our idea for combat blink has insane amount of uses in a million different situations. Oh my goodness. Teams are grouped in Smite 1 at 5 minutes, bro. In your bronze ass games, people don't group. They're just literally reenacting what we've been doing in Smite 1 at a high level for the past fucking 8 years, bro. I don't fucking get it. The grouping is not because of vision and wards, and you can't process that. I already said this at the beginning of the game. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the shift in Smite 1. Your lane, your wave, one individual wave is more than one kill. It's worth way more than one individual kill. So rotating was stupid in Smite 1 until like early mid. And the rotations were calculated because they still wouldn't miss a wave. In Smite 2, kills are worth way more than, like, one kill is worth a wave or more. So you can leave a lane, miss a wave, and not give a fuck as long as you have a good rotation. Also, there's fucking teleports. Also, the map is easier to navigate. Also, everyone has a fucking movement speed item. You literally completely just didn't even understand the real reason it happens. The early grouping is more common and spit out 2 bullshit ideas. Like there were 4 things you could have covered that were all accurate and you were completely wrong. You weren't even fucking close. Like, you missed by a mile. That shit whizzed right past my fucking head. It's long gone. And if you truly believe, like this guy, that adding 60 more seconds to your ward is going to keep you alive, you're a fucking dipshit. Are you going to ward the teleporters as well? Or do you need another ward? Do you need a 3rd ward slot? Do you need 3 free 3-minute wards? Is that what we need to do? Because that's what it's coming off as. Not making much sense. You can call it ego, bias, whatever word you want to use. I understand this game at an infinitely higher level than whoever the fuck made this post. And so does Inbound, and so does Fine OK, and so does Mast, and so does all the fucking pro players, and 90% of the high-level content creators. Double J, even Double J. Even Double J. There's no fucking way you play the game at a low level and come up with these weird-ass fucking... They're not even opinions. You just spouted shit you guessed on. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. Maybe Hyrule should follow their own vision for the game. Bro, are we just forgetting what the game looked like when it launched on Alpha? Because their vision of the game was shit. I could have shit in the toilet and it would have been more fun to play with than Smite 2 at the initial alpha launch. We played 1 day and couldn't play anymore. Why am I against 3-minute wards? Because if you look back at Smite 1 and you look at the duo lane, they put 2 fucking wards down every 3 minutes and you never had a fucking gank. The 2-minute mark allows you to have to spend more gold in a game. You end up losing out on, like, what, 2 extra wards? I think you have to buy like 2 extra wards, 3 extra wards. So you end up losing out on another 150 gold. You're paying for it. 3-minute wards is also just skillless. That's a huge amount of time. Where 2 minutes is like, hey, I dropped my ward. I'm going to do like 4 waves. Maybe take a quick fight. I got a ward again. 3 minutes is, hey, I fucking sat in lane for 3 minutes. Couldn't get fucking ganked. We did a team fight. It's been 5 minutes now that I'm back in lane. Let me place my other ward down. And I'm good to not get ganked. They want you to die in this game. They do not want 5 to fucking 3 30-minute matches. I don't know why you want to not die and not have fights. No, 2-minute wards allows for shitty, unaware, not smart, and not calculated players to be punished, is what it does. It has nothing to do with higher skill players. Higher skill players don't gain anything out of it at all. We're going to get the gank off because we're going to know where your wards are. We're going to gank around your wards. To be fair, 3 to 5 minute games was SPL. Yeah, but it also happened in high level games. Like, high level games, truly high level games were not a fuck ton of kills versus a fuck ton of kills. If people were playing the win, they were also 3 to 5. It was very slow matches. Nobody fighting, everyone warding, everyone fucking running. How it is, you posted this? This is your post? So you want to explain to me how this is on the content creators when we didn't even know or have any say in the game? When it launched, and it launched with 1 active, which was beads, and wards being on a minute. It wasn't 30 seconds, it was a minute. So can you explain that to me? Why you just made this up and said content creators were the reason for it? I'm really, really curious. Because, like, we knew the game was being made, but we never had any feedback or anything on the game. And it launched with these things that you're saying we caused. Because if you can't respond to this, then you should go delete this post. If you can't have a real response to this, this post should be fucking deleted. Because that's like a super bitch made to post and forget knowing you're wrong. Paragon doesn't even exist anymore, and Predecessor's dead as soon as they run out of their money. What's up, Showed Up? He said how it is saying he was the OG poster. He couldn't hear me, but he knew to post to say he couldn't hear me. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that one, buddy. Sure, pal. Yeah. You just knew to respond at that moment. to buy yourself more time. That's crazy. All right, where was I? I scrolled up too far. It's crazy they're mad about Aegis too when Aegis wasn't in the game on the launch either. It was beads. Everyone had beads. If pros have played so much about kills being too difficult to get, why not make changes to the pro league only? Nobody's complaining about kills being difficult. Bro, these people are so dumb. Makes me laugh at all the downvotes on the comments from Alpha 1 launch. I repeatedly said they're listening to content creators and casual audience the most. Nobody gives a shit if Solo Double J or Fido K is on their Smurf getting 26 kills in a gold lobby with yellow numbers. This started the downfall of the game. What? Is he saying that smurfing is the problem now? Very good post. I don't see a lot of this accurate. I don't see a lot this accurate and descriptive. Oh, that's crazy because it was completely incorrect. That's wild. Roman, thank you for the gifted sub. So now he doesn't have ads. So since you pretended that you couldn't hear me, we'll go back and we'll ask this question again. Can you explain to me how Smite 2 dropped before any of us had any feedback or creative input or say? It dropped with 60-second wards, not 30-second wards, and it dropped with one active being beats before we said anything. But in this, you were saying it was because of us. It was because of our complaint videos, and it's all content creators when we had no say. The things you're complaining about, wards and actives, we had no say in them, and yet you're saying we did. Can you elaborate here on how that's our fault? There's also no matchmaking in Smite 2, so the idea of smurfing this is cringe as fuck. Because I can play my main account and play any brand new player any time of day. I don't even feel like there's that much CC in Smite 2. I'm not understanding this cry over too much CC. Like, are you getting hit by every ability? Are you never using movement to dodge shit? Because the changes reflected common complaints creators made, and Hi-Rez has admitted to watching them and update videos and making changes. That was after. Why did you say in this post that it was us that caused this? It launched with this. Before our videos were made, before we said anything about the game, before we played it, it launched with these things that you're saying we created. So why is this in here if the game launched like this before we ever gave any feedback? Did you assume a lot? Did you make something up and say it as fact? Because at no point in here does it say you think or you're guessing. You're saying it as a fact that this is because of us. I'm like genuinely confused. Also, to elaborate even further, we were not the ones that pushed for one active in Smite 1. At one point, everyone liked the idea of no Aegis. Hi-Rez liked the idea of one active to allow for more kills. You say assume? No, you don't. No, you don't. From what I can tell, much of this stems from complaints about losing kills. So you made this up. At no point were any content creators or pros saying, we can't kill somebody, let's get rid of an active. That never happened. You just made this up. And this, from what I can tell, does not follow into this, where you say it was us that created the shorter wards and the fucking beads active. Because none of us agreed with beads active. All of us said combat blink is the only active would be awesome. So you just made it up, which is really fucking weird. Because from the beginning, we have proof of our videos saying, hey, 30-second wards are fucking stupid, or sorry, 60-second wards are fucking stupid, and beads being the active is fucking stupid. It should be just combat blink. Like, going around making shit up is just fucking weird. It's a really weird behavior that the only reason you would do it is for attention. Combat blink has not messed with immobile gods, because immobile gods would have beads and Aegis, and they would never die as they did in Smite 1. Why? The kill counts were always so low. Making your only active a 4-minute combat blink allows you to decide offensive or defensive once every 4 minutes. In an average game of 30 minutes, that's not many uses on your relic, even if you're using it on cooldown. Then you're never going to use it on cooldown because that would work out too perfectly. That does not happen. So you're going to combat blink once every 5 minutes. You're going to get 6 blinks. You're going to survive 6 kills, or you're going to engage 6 times in an average game. So there's no world you're saying Zeus and Anubis are OP because of combat blink when they only get to use it 6 times in a game. So if 6 kills or 6 survivals are going to make or break you saying a god being OP and broken and doing too much, that's crazy. Your game knowledge is literally outing itself on accident and you don't even realize it. And in your own chats in my stream, you say you're bad at the game. So in what world, if you're bad at something, are you even remotely going to understand the uses and the value in items or actives or godplay? How? How in the fucking world? Sorry, I have no idea at all. I'm guessing there was some error with the patch today. I didn't even know they were down until someone told me in stream a little bit ago. Wards last for 2 minutes. The perfect amount of time. 1 minute was too short, and 3 minutes in Smite 1 was always too long. Combat blink is a 4-minute cooldown, bro. If you gank a lane or you go somewhere and you make someone combat blink, you have 4 minutes to go back and kill that person. 4 minutes. That's 4 ultimates on most gods. I just explained why 3 was too long. I literally walked you through how each 1 minute, 2 minute, and 3 minute impacts the game. You have 2 wards that cover 2 areas for 3 minutes. Do you not understand how that impacts and changes a game? Getting the dump on shitters, I played at the highest level of ranked the whole time. So are the highest level players shitters? I'm super confused. You do process that in ranked, not competitive, in ranked at the highest level, people got to a point where they didn't even counter wards. They just farmed an AFK because they were always up. Does that make the game more enjoyable? Fighting in a game is way more enjoyable than sitting in lane safely farming for 30 minutes. Are you trolling? This isn't a PvE game. It's a PvP game. You're supposed to spend more time fighting than PvE. If you can never be ganked because you have permavision and you can sit under your tower, that's a problem. And Hi-Rez went into Smite 2 knowing that was a problem. I'm confused. I don't know anyone who plays a PvP game and doesn't have more fun fighting than PvE. I'm super confused. He realizes that the 3-minute wards encourages PvE. He doesn't want to be wrong. He doesn't understand how him playing at a low level, he didn't understand what he was talking about in this post and just made it up. All good, Roman. Disagree. So you think at a gold level, you understand the game. At any level, you think you figured anything out, and you think you understand how 2 minutes versus 3 minutes works and changes the game. I'm super confused. You're literally saying that it should be 3 minutes so you can't be ganked as much and you can't die as much. And I'm saying that's why it should be 2 minutes because you should be fighting more. And then you're saying PvEing is good for a PvP game. That's your defense. Is the competitive arena battler is better when I can sit in lane and farm. I'm going to go out on a limb here and bet $1,000 you mainly play ADC. That or you're a really bad solo laner who plays damage characters. One or the other. And that is extremely skewing some weird worldly Smite view you have. No. There being more bad players than good players on a game doesn't outweigh the perspective at all in any way, shape, or form. These changes are not affecting the shitters. The shitters aren't keeping up wards, regardless if it's a minute, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes. The shitters are not keeping up wards. The shitters are dying no matter what because they're fucking shit. Bad players' opinions are irrelevant because they don't play the game in any way, shape, or form that it's meant to be played or should be played or could be played. They just run around doing whatever the fuck they want and don't understand what they're doing is wrong. You don't balance a game around people who are just fucking throwing abilities out and shit. It doesn't make any sense. You can't do that. The shitters are going to play the game regardless because they're fucking shit and they don't understand it and everything's exciting because they don't get it. You don't take feedback from those people. It makes no fucking sense. All the big games cater to their masses. They don't go and get balancing feedback from the shitter players. No game does that. Every game gets feedback from their high level players that they have access to. If you don't think that, you are fucking trolling. You are absolutely trolling. You're mistaking making sure the game is still enjoyable for shitters who spend most of the money. Well, maybe not most of the money, but like overall, because there's more of them, they're spending more money and balance changes based on those people. You're also just throwing out shit when you don't know any devs on any games. Like you couldn't name one person that's told you how it works behind the scenes. You're just assuming. Makes no sense. Also, if you're looking at the biggest games in the world, like just the biggest games in the world, your League, your Dota, your Fortnite, your CS fucking 2, none of them cater to the shitters. They are some of the highest level, most elite games that there are. They do not cater to shitters. They are not making the game easier for shitters, which is what you guys are asking Smite to do, which is fucking crazy. Because what most of the content creators, pretty much all the content creators and pros wanted from Smite 2 was the game to not be hyper slow that it had become in Smite 1. And if you were a shitter and the game wasn't played slow because everyone's bad, guess what? That's not going to change in Smite 2 because everyone is fucking bad. These changes don't impact you at all. The 60-second wards versus 3 minutes, you guys don't ward anyway. Literally in the responses here, people are saying, I play support and I'm the only one who supports on my team. In like 90% of the responses from other shitters. These takes are crazy, bro. Fucking wild. The only issue I have is every new god is absurdly overpowered. Almost like that gets you to play the god so they can get feedback and make changes. Or if a god is shit, nobody's gonna play it. Or yeah, nobody plays Thor because he's mid. He's dog shit. So he gets no playtime. So they're gonna take even longer to balance them.